From Open Row Stadium in beautiful Portland, Oregon, it's the second of two semifinal games on ESPN2. This afternoon, you'll see Naples, Florida, take on Beaverton, Oregon, the host team. It all started last Wednesday with pool play. The top two teams from each pool qualified for the semifinals. And ladies and gentlemen, the teams are made up of 11 and 12-year-old girls softball players, and they'll play a 6-inning game. The winner plays in the championship game, and the manager has a mandatory play rule. Every player must play. Hi, everybody. Once again, alongside two-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith, I'm Mike Gleason. It's great to have you with us. And, Michelle, here we are. Half the table is set. The winner of this game will play for a world championship.
That's right, Mike. Earlier today, we saw a great game. Waco, Texas defeated Manhattan Beach, California, 9-0. The winner of this game, Naples and Beaverton, Oregon, goes to the championship with an opportunity to play Waco, Texas.
And when you look at Naples, you're really looking at a young ball club. It really starts with the manager, though, because he does a fantastic job of molding this club into a cohesive unit.
Without a doubt. Manager Robert Iamurri really has done an outstanding job with this Naples team. He's been to 21 World Series. I mean, that's just incredible. He's got a great offensive team. They've had a lot of hits earlier in the tournament. They just have explosive power. We're going to look for them to do the same today. On the mound, they're going to have Traina, one of two great aces. Earlier in the week, we saw Cody Whipperman. She'll be at first base, but Traina has had a great tournament so far. 16 strikeouts in just 9 innings.
Well, for more on today's matchup, let's bring in the third member of our broadcast team, Alyssa Walker-Campbell.
The Little League World Series features some of the top national and international teams. As you can see here, they have traveled a long distance to make their softball dreams come true. The team out of the South, Florida, has traveled over 2,600 miles, but they have an unblemished record. They're 3-0, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. The hometown favorite team is Oregon, and look here on the signpost. They have not had to travel at all. They slept in their own beds all week long, and they stayed with their families. But what's interesting, Mike, is that I think revenge is going to be a great motivator. They want to be back in that championship game on Wednesday night.
All right, thanks a lot, E. You see the determination on the faces of these young players. Beaverton played in the title game last year. Naples wants to get there. Welcome back to Portland, the Columbia River. Boy, what a gorgeous sight and what a gorgeous afternoon as Beaverton, Oregon and Naples, Florida battle out for a spot in the championship game. And right now, let's run down the starting lineup. First of all, for Naples, Oregon will be the host team. Chelsea Buckman, probably, well, the top catcher maybe in this entire tournament, will lead things off. Buckman actually playing catching. Ryan Iamurri is the shortstop, the daughter of Robert Iamurri, the manager. Jacqueline Traina playing on the hill today, batting third. Ariel Buchholz hitting fourth. Cody Whipperman playing first base. She had 14 strikeouts on the hill in the first game. Followed by Erica Perry, Sam Wilson, Hillary Brown, and Julia Solagi playing second base and batting ninth.
And on the mound for this Beaverton team is Penny Leggett. She's like, her coaches like to describe her as wild as well, but she throws the ball in the mid-50s, so there's not going to be a lot of reaction time for these Naples, Florida hitters. She needs to be able to get ahead, though. She needs to make these Naples hitters earn their way on base.
So here we go. Waco, 9-0 winners over Manhattan Beach, California, the first game. First pitch coming up. Penny Leggett will be facing Chelsea of Buckman. Buckman says she enjoys catching more than hitting, but she does have a double and an RBI in the tournament. And boy, she is a fantastic catcher, isn't she?
As you said earlier, Mike, she has just been incredible. She's fun to watch. She leads this team. And, you know, I think she's one of these catchers that if she sticks with this position in a couple of years, there's going to be a lot of universities looking to sign her up.
And Shakira Lowe behind the plates for Oregon as we take a look at Chelsea Buckman. And the pitch from Penny Leggett. She's faced 19 batters so far. This is the 20th of the tournament. And she's given up just 3 hits, a couple of walks and 7 strikeouts.
Well, Beaverton's main ace is the manager, Gus Spooner's daughter, Megan Spooner, who's actually at second base today. So, again, that Little League rule of pitchers having to have 1 day plus 1 game's rest really does make a big difference. And here's a good look at Gus Spooner. It's been really tough on these managers to really try and pencil in their players, figure out how their pitching rotation is going to work. And sometimes, quite frankly, Mike, you get into a game where you might not have your ace on the mound, but you got to do what you can to win the game.
Robert Iamurri, 21 trips to the World Series.
He has just been phenomenal. He is just an incredible manager. You speak with him, and he just motivates his kids. And, you know, he loves what he does, and he has the opportunity to coach his daughter, who's up to bat right now, and Ryan Iamurri. And she's just, not only is she teeny in size, but, you know, she's just that firecracker. They might be small in size, but just lots of spark, lots of bang.
Ryan Iamurri has been to 9 World Series. This is her first as a player. She watched 8 of them, traveling around with her father, traveling to places like Washington and Michigan.
And she really has put down a great bunt there. Bunt right back to pitcher Penny Leggett, but again, right from the start, going to fundamental fast pitch softball. Take a look at the bunt here. Ryan does a great job. Look at the way she gets it down right in front of the plate, so there's no other option but to go after her to first base, moving Chelsea Buckman, the catcher, over to second base. I mean, that's just good fundamental softball from this Naples team. Again, right off the start. Robert Iamurri knows that he needs to get his team out in front as quick as possible, give them a lead, let them relax out there, let them go out and have fun, work their way into this championship game on Wednesday. Up to bat now is Jacqueline Traina, pitcher, and we'll see if she can help herself out. Again, both of the pitchers on this team, Jacqueline Traina and Cody Whipperman, are just incredible athletes. And a base hit up the middle.
Well, Jacqueline Traina trying to aid her own cause with a hard drive right up the middle for the base hit, moving Chelsea Buckman down to third base. So runners on the corners now with this one out.
Take a look at this cut. It's an up and in pitch, and Traina just does a good job of getting her hands out. Look at her short stride, snaps those hips around, gets that bat head to explode right into the ball, drives it right back up the middle.
Ariel Buchholz comes in now, batting from the right side. The right fielder, runner goes down. So runners on second and third now, with one down here in the first inning for Naples, Florida. Naples, Florida comes in. You look at that pitching staff. Naples, Florida, the only team of the 4 semifinal teams batting below 300, hitting .294. There's a shot, though, right back to Megan Spooner at second base, and there's 2 down.
Spooner does a great job. She's pulled in because there's runners in scoring position. It looks like an inside pitch, and Buchholz just goes the other way with it. But Spooner, look at the way she reacts to it. Almost takes it, hit so hard it takes her off of her feet. But Megan Spooner, just a great all-around athlete, playing second base. She pitched earlier in the tournament. Big defensive play for Beaverton.
So Penny Leggett trying to get out of the jam. 2 outs, runners on second and third in the first inning. Facing Cody Whipperman. Boy, what a job she did against Escanaba. Broadcast on Friday, 14 strikeouts. Whipperman once struck out 18, faced 19 in a game.
And if everything plays out the way the manager, Coach Robert Iamurri, hopes, it looks like she'll be set up to throw the championship game if Naples can win this game here today against Beaverton.
Whipperman, one of the better hitters on the team, struggling here in Portland, doing a fantastic job for Robert Iamurri on the hill, but 1 for 7, so looking for that second base hit, and it would be a big one right here with 2 outs in the first inning with runners in scoring position at second and third. This one's inside. Actually, she's hit by the pitch. She'll take her base and load them up for Erica Perry.
Whipperman is good looking down at first base. Again, another all-around athlete. And I think, Mike, looking back at the last game that this Naples team played, either Cody Whipperman or Jacqueline Traina could have pitched today's game. So he's going with Jacqueline Traina against these Beaverton hitters, feeling like she might have a little bit more control. Cody Whipperman is known as that effectively wild, throws the ball in the mid to high 50s. But he wants Jacqueline Traina on the mound today against this Beaverton team.
Erica Perry, 3 RBI in the tournament, 3 ducks on the pond right now. This one's inside for a ball. So the count with 2 outs in the first inning is even at 1-1. As we take a good look there at Shakara Lowe. This team actually had 3 shortstops. There's actually 3 catchers, no shortstops. Shakara Lowe, there's a good chance she'll be playing shortstop the next inning because since they didn't have any, she offered to go out to short, but she still likes to catch. So Gus Spooner more or less gives her an honorary inning on the plate.
Special pitch run. 3 for 10. 3 for 10. Special pinch runner.
Running for number 10, Jacqueline Traina.
Courtesy runner now, Megan Berry comes in. She scored 5 times already in this tournament. So Berry has the courtesy runner at second base. Base is juice, 2 outs, 2 balls and a strike. Pitches inside, 3 balls and 1 strike.
And that's an interesting time when he made that change. It was 2 balls and 1 strike. I think he was trying to freeze the pitcher more than he's worried about the courtesy runner at this point. I think he's trying to freeze Penny Leggett a little bit here, try and see if he can push a walk across, and that's exactly what happens.
Erica Perry draws the walk, forces in the run, so she picks up an easy RBI. Buckman comes in to score, and it's the game's first run. So Naples comes in, averaging just under 7 runs a ball game, just under 7 hits a game. And here's Sam Wilson, the center fielder.
These coaching staffs really are intelligent. They'll do almost anything to try and give their kids a little bit of advantage, to try and freeze the opposing pitcher just a little bit. And, you know, Robert is used to success at these Little League World Series. He has been in this business a very long time. And, you know, he's got 8 11-year-olds out there, 5 12-year-olds, but they don't play like that.
No,
I mean,
he
has, isn't it unbelievable, Mike? He has them so well coached. It's, you know, it's a pleasure to watch.
That's a great point you bring up, because 8 11-year-olds, when they played Escanaba was stocked with all 12-year-olds. They had all 12 but one 11-year-old. And Escanaba had picked up 14 hits and 17 runs in their first game, and they basically were shut down by this pitching staff. Pass ball, runner and the score. It's 2-0. Naples on top. That was Megan Berry scoring her 5th or 6th run already of the tournament.
Well, you could hear Robert Iamurri earlier, or right before the pitch, telling Megan Berry to go hard. If that ball's on the ground, he wants her to go hard and try and score, because that is a tough play. When the ball careens off of the backstop, it can be very difficult. It looks like Penny's having a little bit of trouble out on the pitcher's mound.
That's Sarah Moore, the third baseman, over there trying to calm her down.
A little bit of help from one of her teammates.
Here comes Gus Spooner out of the dugout.
We have a black Chevy van, YFM 382. That's a black Chevy van.
She got hit on that play. Can I give her a second to regroup? She got hit in the chest on that play. Can I give her a second to regroup here?
You bet.
Thanks.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Home plate umpire Tal Smith out of Texas.
Injury timeout. She got hit in the chest.
Take a look at the play. Megan Berry comes in hard. Looks like it hits Penny Leggett right up in the chest. Actually, it looks like Megan Berry's knee comes in. And as Penny falls, it looks like it might just barely touch her chest. Possibly knock the wind out of her a little bit. Looks like a hard slide into home. Good, clean play.
Well, Penny Leggett gets a nice round of applause as she heads back to the hill. Trailing 2-0 now in the first inning with 2 outs. And the count on Sammy Wilson, 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's on second and third.
You know, you forget sometimes because of the quality of the play. These girls are 11 and 12-year-old athletes, and it's tough. It's tough to play at home. This Beaverton team, they have a lot of pressure on them. They're playing at home. In the '96 Olympics, everyone thought, you know, that it was going to be so great to play at home, but sometimes there are so many more expectations on you when you are playing at home. There's so many other distractions, and this Beaverton team has a lot of things to overcome today.
That's a good point. They definitely have the crowd behind them, but expectations when they're high, especially, we forget sometimes that these are 11 and 12-year-old girls, too. I mean, you see them out there playing, and they play so well. When things go wrong sometimes, we tend to forget. At least some of the fans have had a good time watching these games in the stands, and it's funny how some of the fans still kind of behind the scenes.
Yes.
When somebody makes a bad play or something, you think these are 19 and 20-year-old girls out there playing.
Or that they're getting, you know, paid millions of dollars, which obviously is not the case. I mean, emotionally, they are still just 11 and 12-year-old girls.
Well, it's Billy Winters now out of Baltimore, umping first base over to talk to Penny Leggett. And we're ready to go again.
So they changed the ball up for a little bit.
Hillary Brown steps in now with 2 outs and the base is loaded. Here's the pitch to Hillary, high and outside for a ball. 11-year-old, playing since she's 4 years of age. Said she'd love to win here, but really enjoys the team concept and how the team is like a family after playing together for what, 6 or 8 weeks.
Without a doubt, these teams, they come together, and these girls, they practice every day. They come up here to Beaverton, Oregon, to the Little League World Series. They get to live together at the host families, and these girls, they learn all about teamwork. And you see at these big tournaments that good teams win. It's not just going to be a team with a bunch of stars out there, but the girls that go out there and have great teamwork, they're the ones that are usually successful.
Corey Brown draws the base on balls, knocks in another run. So now it's 3-0. Let's check out Beaverton's defense from left to right in the outfield. Alicia Conforti in left, Haley Brunel in center, Samantha Keller in right. Double play combination of Chelsea Balderston and Megan Spooner. On the hot corner, Sarah Moore. At first is Casey Bearden. Shakara Lowe behind the plate, and Penny Leggett on the mound for Beaverton. 3-0 here in the first inning. And Naples trying to get on that merry-go-round. Penny Leggett trying to pitch out of a jam. The drive, and that's going to be a base hit. Could bring in 2. One's in. Here comes the second play at the plate. Shakara Lowe reaches over with the tag. Nails it. But a lot of damage occurring here in the first inning as Naples, Florida puts 4 on the board. It's 4-0 Naples. Here comes Beaverton, Oregon with their first wins. Back in Portland, Oregon, Naples, Florida putting 4 on the board in their half of number 1. Beaverton, Oregon coming up with their first swings now. Let's check the lineup for Beaverton. Chelsea Balderston will play short, lead things out, followed by Shakara Lowe. Alicia Conforti will hit third. Sarah Moore, the third baseman, in the cleanup spot, followed by Megan Spooner. Penny Leggett, the pitcher. Haley Brunel out in center field. Casey Bearden at first base, hitting 8th. And Samantha Keller hitting 9th and playing right field.
And on the mound, the strong Naples team is Jacqueline Traina, who is, again, one of 2 aces. She's a great pitcher. She throws the ball with decent velocity. She's got some good movement. Really look for her today to try to pick apart these Beaverton batters. She's got a good defense behind her, too, Mike. So, you know, even if they put the ball in play a little bit, I think that this Naples team will be there ready to scoop up the ball and make the play first.
Well, Jacqueline Traina facing Chelsea Balderston, the right-hand hitting shortstop, the daughter of one of the coaches, Craig Young, for this Beaverton, Oregon squad. First pitch, missing for a ball.
And Balderston right now just wants to really work on being a leadoff batter for this Oregon team, trying to get them back in to the middle of it. Jacqueline Traina has thrown 9 innings here so far at the Little League World Series. This is her first televised game, though, as Cody Whipperman, who was on first base through their first televised game earlier in the week. So I'm sure she has a little bit of nerves, a little bit of butterflies going on out there. And at this point, I would think that catcher Chelsea Buckman just needs to settle Jacqueline down, Jacqueline Traina, her pitcher, and just say, come on, let's just play catch, make Oregon earn their way on base.
Well, Chelsea Balderston hitting .333 for the tournament. Shows a good eye. She draws a base on ball. So Beaverton has their leadoff hitter on. And here comes Shakara Lowe.
Well, this will be interesting to see what Gus Spooner does here. In this situation, they're down by 4 runs. Is he going to try to bunt? Shakira Lowe turned around. Looks like she squared the bunt a little bit there. But in this situation, okay, he's talking to his runner there on first base. Still showing bunt a little bit, which is surprising. Down by 4 runs, you don't really want to give up a lot of outs, but he could just be doing that to throw off pitcher Jacqueline Traina.
Alicia Conforti on the on-deck circle has been swinging a pretty good stick for Oregon. 2 balls and a strike on Shakara Lowe, who started the game at catcher. She more than likely will move to shortstop. She's 12 years of age. Line shot back to Julia Salagi. That big base hit on the top of the first inning, and there's 1 down. Alderson gets back to first base. Here comes Alicia Conforti now, a left fielder.
And look at those statistics right there. 17 innings pitched for this Naples pitching staff. No earned runs. They have just been tough. There's a look at Whipperman.
I guess you can afford to hit below 300 when you have a pitching staff that hasn't given up an earned run.
Without a doubt, manager Robert Iamurri plays for that one-run game. You can tell he's going to move runners. Well, he's already got 4 runs, but you can tell he plays that style of fast-pitch softball. He's going to move his runners on base. He's going to try to advance them so that when he can get that base hit, he'll score as many runs as possible.
Conforti comes in hitting .667 of the tournament. Scored 4 runs, 6 RBI. Saw by that last swing. It was a great swing, a little inside for the ball. Nickname is Barbie. She's been playing for 8 years. I think if she goes up to the college rank, she'd want to shake that nickname probably.
More than likely.
.667, but Jacqueline Traina gets her looking. Her first strikeout. Let's run down Naples, Florida defensively. In the outfield, Erica Perry in left, Sam Wilson in center, Ariel Buchholz in right, Hillary Brown at third base, Ryan Iamurri at short, Julia Salagi at second, Cody Whipperman at first, Chelsea Buckman behind the plate, and Jacqueline Traina on the hill. Here's the pitch to Sarah Moore. Sarah Moore wore a ponytail, I think, the first game, and now she's got that French braid thing going.
And we got the lucky French braid going, or the ponies. Sometimes our girls are a little bit superstitious with the way they wear their hair, so you never know what you're going to find when you get out to the ballpark.
Sarah Moore comes in, they're hitting .444, so she's had a good tournament as well. Gus Spooner said defensively with Sarah, she will stop everything if she goes down on strikes, and that's going to end the inning. Tried to check swing, but couldn't do it. So Jacqueline Traina with back-to-back strikeouts in the last of the first inning. No score, it's 4-0 Naples. Welcome back to Portland. It's 4-0 Naples, Florida, as we head to the second inning right now. This is half of the table is set. You see the Waco team sitting in the stands. A semifinal number 1. Waco came out, and their bats were booming. Liz Kelly getting it down on the hill, and they got it down with some pretty good defense as well. So all around, Waco doing a fantastic job. 9-0 winners over Manhattan Beach. And standing by with Reggie Miller, let's go down to E.
Hey, Reggie, congratulations. A 10-0 shutout. Your girls really battled from start to finish.
Oh, well, yeah, we started out a little slow, but we knew it was going to be a tough game from start to finish. I think we got 1 run in the first. That was a big run to kind of get the girls loose a little bit and come out and relax some. And then we started hitting the ball around the 4th or 5th inning.
Tell us a little bit about the strategy. You went ahead and kept your ace pitcher in there, Lizzie Kelly. What were you thinking on that?
Well, we were debating on it before the game, and then after the first inning, we were only up 1-0. Our thinking was that we got to get to the championship game, and we didn't want to second-guess ourselves and pull her out. We knew she could get it done, and so that's what we decided to do.
Well, good luck on Wednesday night.
All right, thank you.
Mike?
Waco, Texas. They've won it 5 of the last 6, 9 of the last 11. Now they're back in the championship game once again. And Naples, Florida went through the order in the first, so we're back at the top of the order, top of the second inning, and Chelsea Buckman. She drew a walk and scored a run back in the first. Breaking ball, going in that outside corner.
Nice pitch right there by Penny Leggett. Getting that ball to, looks like it almost curved across that outside corner. That's a nice little pitch. If she can continue to do that today, calm down, make these Naples hitters earn their way on base, I think she can help get this Beaverton team right back into it.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Oh, off-speed pitch. Just missing outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chelsea Buckman. Nicknamed Elmo. And we got Elmo on the outside corner for the strikeout. Now, Wednesday, the 2003 Little League Softball World Series culminates at 10 Eastern on ESPN2 with a championship game. Waco, Texas will face the winner of this ball game, either Naples, Florida, or Beaverton, Oregon. Who will be crowned the 2003 Little League Softball World Series champion? I'll find out on Wednesday. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Irish lefty Ryan Iamurri.
And Ryan Iamurri, even though she's a right-handed shortstop, she hits from the left side. It looks like she slaps a little bit, and the Beaverton defense actually is pulled in a pretty interesting manner. She just loops the ball into the outfield, comes up with a base hit.
Iamurri, as a matter of fact, Robert Iamurri says he remembers having video of her first birthday, not her 5th or 4th, her first birthday, And Robert brought out a plastic bat and said, we've got to teach her how to hit left-handed. So she's been hitting from the left side since her first birthday with that plastic bat. So she comes through with the base hit. Here's Jacqueline Traina. She scored a run back in the first inning as well.
Again, Jacqueline Traina, Cody Whipperman, they're just outstanding athletes on this Naples team. They do it all. They pitch. They play great defense. They hit the ball. Just a very well-schooled team.
There's a drive up to center field. This is going to be trouble. Over the head of Haley Brunel. Iamurri rounding second, now rounding third, and she's coming in to score. So a stand-up double by Jacqueline Traina drives in another run.
Wow. She got into that ball big, Mike. She just drove that ball hard. You can see the pitch here. Comes in. It's really right down the middle, but she just drives her hands through it. Penny Leggett throws a pitch. It looks like middle in. Jacqueline Traina just drives it to the fence. Ryan Iamurri scores all the way from first base.
Megan Berry goes back in to run again, looking to score her 7th run of the tournament. Ariel Buckholz steps in now for Naples, Florida. Up 5-0 here in the second inning. First pitch by Penny Leggett, outside and high for a ball.
Every one of these Naples hitters that steps up to the plate really is just fundamentally sound. They swing at great pitches. They lay off the balls. Another perfect example right there.
Back-to-back base hits. Here comes Jacqueline Traina to score. And it's 6-0 now. Ariel Buckholz comes through with the base hit.
Again, just good solid hitting. Buckholz takes a pitch on the outside corner. Looks like Penny Leggett is working the outside corner. Buckholz just drives the ball into right field, and Megan Berry scores from second base.
And Cody Whipperman steps in. She was hit by a pitch back in the first inning and scored. Scored one of the 6 runs here in the second inning. So Ryan Iamurri starts things off with a single. Jacqueline Traina follows with a double. And then Ariel Buckholz down at first with a base hit single. Cody Whipperman now. There you see the numbers, 1 for 8, a double, a couple of RBI. Whipperman, one of the 8 11-year-olds on this club.
She doesn't pitch like an 11-year-old, so there's a good opportunity there's a good chance that she'll have the opportunity to throw in the championship game if this game goes as it seems it's going to, with Naples scoring 6 runs early here. But she's just an outstanding pitcher, and you got to be excited. That kind of would be an interesting game if Naples does hang on here with Cody Whipperman on the mound against that strong Waco offense.
It'd be a great game. They say when pitching is, what do they say in baseball, 80% of the game. In softball, it's probably even higher, right?
Probably so, exactly. And she's that effectively wild that we've talked about so much. You never know if the ball's coming on the inside corner, the outside corner, or at your head, basically. So at that velocity, it can be tough to hit when when the pitcher's all around the plate.
So Cody Whipperman says she never passes up a penny on the ground. If it's heads up, she picks it up for good luck. And I take it she's found a few pennies here in Portland because Naples, Florida, undefeated. She goes down strikes, however. We're in Portland, Oregon, Alpenrose Stadium, just outside of Portland, and it's the World Series time. It's the Little League Softball World Series alongside Michelle Smith. Alyssa Walker-Campbell's with us. I'm Mike Gleason. Great to have you with us as Erica Perry scored a run back in the first inning, batting for the second time already here this afternoon. Inside for a ball. Naples, Florida. Gateway to the Evergates. Now they hope to be on the gateway of the championship game. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. Their first game, a 3-2 victory over Manhattan Beach in California. Robert Iamurri says great pitching, aggressive base running would be our moniker. After beating Manhattan in California, they beat Escanaba 6-0 as Whipperman had 14 strikeouts, and then they beat the Russian team 11-1.
I heard Robert Iamurri earlier. They're saying bigger lead. He's trying to tell his his base runners, make sure you get off the base a little bit. They're not allowed to leave until after the ball crosses home plate. So that lead, that big lead, is very important.
Second of two semifinals. Once again, Waco, Texas, with a 9-0 victory over Manhattan Beach, California. So Waco, half the table set. They are in the title game. Naples, Florida, Beaverton, Oregon, trying to get there. Of course, Beaverton, Oregon played last year against Waco in the championship game, losing 6-1. Comes on at 10 o'clock p.m., 10 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday. 7 o'clock Pacific, right here on ESPN2.
It'll be a dandy.
Sammy Wilson now down in the dirt. Runners advance. Buckholz down at third, and Erica Perry at second. With 2 down. Penny Leggett trying to get out of the inning. Naples scoring 4 in the first, 2 more here in the second. High and outside for a ball. So 3 balls and no strikes on Sam Wilson.
He's telling his players right now to squeeze, to pull around, pull the bat back, try to basically distract the pitcher. So he's instructing him to put that bat around in front, basically get in the eyes of the catcher, and then pull back as the pitch comes.
Ball tap off her foot, so she goes from 3-0 to 3-2. Sammy Wilson wants to be a pro softball player someday.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
We love to hear that. Hopefully we can get a pro league going here in the United States. I play in a professional league in Japan, and it's just unbelievable to be able to do that.
There's going to be trouble. Chelsea Balderston and Sarah Moore converged on the ball, and it kind of just stopped dead in its tracks. Another run in as Buckholz comes in to score, and it's suddenly 7-0 right now. Naples on top.
Take a look at this here. Sammy Wilson just catches the ball on the edge of her bat, but look at it. It has eyes, and it falls right in front of Chelsea Balderson and Sarah Moore, who just can't make it over to try and pick up that ball. There's no way they can get her out at first base. It looks like actually in the collision between Chelsea Balderson and Sarah Moore that Sarah might hurt her arm a little bit. Let's see what they say.
Anybody wants to catch? You know how to catch too, right? You know how to catch too, right? Who wants to?
That's coming from the dugout. That's Gus Spooner. Sarah Moore gets a nice round of applause, and here comes Hillary Brown.
Gets into the corner.
Sammy Wilson only playing for 2 years. Hillary Brown playing for 7 years already. Well, Reagan Ball coming into the second inning already. I stand corrected. Reagan Ball, one of the early pinch hitters in the game.
And every one of these Naples, and we've got time on the field. So it's actually a no pitch situation. But with Reagan Ball up the bat here, the very first pitch that comes in, she's aggressive. She fouls it straight back. I mean, even the substitutes that come in for this Naples team just really are so aggressive.
Reagan Ball, known as Hollywood, lines it down the right field line. Foul. She comes in hitting 400. Lauren Watson out there warming up in the Beaverton, Oregon bullpen. We saw her pitch against Waco last Wednesday.
Left-handed pitcher with a little bit of tail on the ball. Try to move that ball over the plate from outside in to right-handed batters. And I'm sure at this point, Gus Spooner is just trying to do anything to try and get his team back into it, to try and shut down the momentum of this Naples team.
Gus Spooner, he's been with these kids since they've been about 7. So when they started out, they weren't that good, but here they are in the World Series again. And battling for a spot in the championship game. Here's the pitch, fouled back to the screen again. So Reagan Ball is really hanging tough. She's only batted 5 times officially in this tournament, 2 for 5. That gives her an average of 400. I'll hit 400 anytime. I'll take that anytime as a batter.
Without a doubt. When you're playing baseball or softball, you're hitting 400. Boy, you should be bronze.
And the pass ball. Karam's off the screen. Shakara Lowe does a nice job of retrieving it. And the runner advance. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. And second inning. Reagan Ball at the plate. Hopes to be a marine biologist one day. There's a loop down the left field line right in front of the dugouts. And she stays alive. This young lady says she loves the beach. Cocoa Beach, Vero Beach, doesn't matter. Hopes to be a Florida Gator someday. There's a swing and a miss. She struck out, which will retire the side. But 3 more runs for the team from Naples, Florida. So it's now 7-0. Naples on top of Beaverton, Oregon. Some of the great food you can get here at Alpen Rose Stadium. A little corn on the cob, 7-0. Naples on top. Let's listen in now, in between inning, what Gus Spooner had to say to his squad.
We're still playing air-free ball, okay? As a team, we're all very much to the game. Haley's had a big gun already. We've made some big plays. You know, you girls are very into this game. It's beautiful, okay?
Well, there's Gus Spooner. First year as the manager of this ball club, now trailing 7-0 in the second. And leading things off, his daughter, Megan Spooner. Saw her pitch pretty well, actually, against Waco. She only went 1 inning. Now Samantha Wilson moves from center over to left field now. As Mary Kate Murphy is now playing center field. So the substitutions are coming fast and furious here in the semifinal game. Keep in mind that the mandatory play role is Megan Spooner. It's rare for her to strike out, but she goes down swinging. 1 up and 1 down here in the second inning. Here comes Penny Leggett, the pitcher.
Well, like you said, it is rare for her to strike out, but again, I don't think that these Oregon batters are used to facing the quality of pitching and Jacqueline Traina that they have on the mound today. So, you know, these Beaverton batters, they're just really a great team all the way around. They've been in championship games. They lost, as you said earlier, 6-1 to Waco, Texas last year. They've got a great program. But again, there's 2 quality pitchers on the South team.
You look at Jacqueline Traina, and I remember the first game we did. There's a smash back to Traina. She picks it up and fires it over to Cody Whipperman, and there's 2 up and 2 down. You know, Robert Iamurri telling us he has 2 aces, 1 and 1A. Is this basically his way of saving Whipperman because of those 14 strikeouts that we saw? And she was throwing at 58 miles an hour, kind of hoping and rolling the dice and hoping they made it to the finals and saving Whipperman for the championship game.
Exactly. I think that Traina's a little bit more composed. I mean, she's relaxed on the mound. She smiles a lot. She enjoys what she does. But Whipperman has that control issue with the ball. She throws the ball hard, but she throws the ball all over the place. You never know if it's going to come at you. You see a lot of times when she's pitching, the batters will be jumping out of the box, fearing that the ball is going to hit them. So 2 different styles of pitchers, but they're both aces.
Good job by Cody Whipperman going high for the throw from Jacqueline Traina, but it's 3 up and 3 down in the second inning. Still 7-0. The team from Texas on top. Welcome back to Portland. Another scenic shot of the Columbia River and one of the local establishments here in the Portland area. And what do you think? You think that salmon was pulled out of the Columbia River?
Without a doubt.
Good chance, huh? All right, 7-0. Some of the fans bringing their pets as well. New pitcher in the ball game for Beaverton, Oregon. It's Laura Watson, a southpaw, 5'3", like to be a doctor someday, and age 12. And we saw her pitch some against Waco the other day.
She's got a little bit of a English or a little bit of curve on the ball. I'm sure that she's going to try and move that ball over from the outside to the inside corner to the right-handed batters and throw it on the inside corner to the lefties. Try to keep these strong south hitters off balance there.
Speaking of hitting, that elbow you gave me to the ribs going to the commercial break, I said the team from Texas on top 7-0. There they are. Of course, I was looking into the stands. I meant to say, obviously, Naples, Florida on top 7-0. I guess I should just read it off the screen, but I was watching the kids from Waco chilling out, waiting for the championship game as they won their semifinal game 9-0. Waco trying to get through the tournament.
Number 2 for 18.
Julie Salagi.
Sorry about that.
Number 2, Alessina Hollingsworth.
Szilagyi steps in. She had that big RBI double, actually 2 RBI in the back in the first inning. Facing the lefty now, Laura Watson. There's a good cut, foul ball down the right field line. First strike 1.
Third at bat here for Naples, and Szilagyi hitting in the number 9 spot is already getting her second at bat. So you can see this Naples team really is aggressive. It doesn't matter if they're batting first in the lineup or 9th in the lineup. They all come up with the same philosophy. They all come up swinging the bats. They lay off the balls. If it's close to the plate, they're aggressive. And you can just tell the way that this coaching staff has worked with these girls, that they are prepared to be here at the Little League World Series.
And more substitutions. Lynn Hollingsworth, Avicina is her first name. She goes by Lynn. And then Alicia Conforti moves over to right field. For Beaverton, here's the pitch by the southpaw. Swing. Foul ball back to the screen. Julia Szilagyi, a couple of RBI with a double back in the first. She feels blessed to be playing in this tournament. She said so many people never realize or experience their dream, and here she is at the age of 12, living her dream. Said she'd like to be a Olympic ball player someday, and a pretty good piano player as well. She's been playing for about 5 years, plays some Suzuki. And she had 3 RBI, tack on the 2 in the first inning. She has 5 RBI now here in the semifinal game.
Good look at Szilagyi there. She's receiving instruction from Robert Iamurri. He's talking to his kids constantly. He is always giving them information, and they're sponges. They are just constantly absorbing everything that he says.
Well, tonight 2 more teams will move on to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and 2 will go home as ESPN2 has a Little League World Series regional final doubleheader. First at 8 Eastern, Augusta, Maine meets Saugus, Massachusetts in the New England Regional Final from Bristol, Connecticut. Then at 10 o'clock Eastern, catch the Northwest Regional Final between Richland, Washington and Pearl City, Hawaii. And that'll be played in San Bernardino, California. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. Top of the order, here's Chelsea Buckman. She drew a base on balls, scored a run, and struck out in the second, batting for the 3rd time already here in the 3rd inning. Well, I'd be surprised if this young lady wasn't playing catcher for Division I someday.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, mentally, these kids are prepared, physically prepared. Chelsea Buckman has just been so impressive behind the plate, swinging the bat. Leadoff hitter. I mean, you don't see that a lot. You don't see a catcher being a leadoff hitter. It just shows the type of poise and leadership she has for this Naples team. And one of the things that, you know, when we talked to Robert Iamurri and the girls earlier in the tournament, every one of them in unison said to me that, you can hear him talking to his kids right now, success is the byproduct of everyone executing everything right. And they said it in unison. You can tell he is constantly talking to them, believing in them, expecting them to play to the best of their abilities, and that's what they do. It's just an incredible ball club.
Well, they must buy into it, considering that Iamurri, this is his 21st World Series. Has a hard shot to shortstop. Chelsea Balderston couldn't quite handle it, and I'm surprised if that's not a base hit by Buckman.
Well, Buckman hit that ball hard. Balderston almost got to it. I think another hard step, if she could have gotten her body in front of it, she probably could have made a good play over to first, and they did give her an error.
That's
on
the
that.
third time today that we called a base hit and they gave an error. I mean, Balderston had to
go a long way.
A long way deep to her left side.
Shortstop number 2, Ryan.
Here comes Ryan Iamurri now stepping in. She had a base hit the last time up and started a little rally. Base hit and scored a run. First of 4 straight hits, as a matter of fact.
Ryan Beth Iamurri, very proud of the fact that her initials are RBI, Ryan Beth Iamurri. And I joked with her, I said, your father definitely had to name you.
Did you get a chance to talk to the manager, Robert, see if that was on purpose? What did he say?
Actually, no, I didn't. I just took it from Ryan that it was done on
purpose.
purpose.
Iamurri squares around a bunt, foul. Count goes to 1-1. We're in the 3rd inning at 7-0 Naples, Florida, on top of Beaverton, Oregon here in the 2nd and 2 semifinal games. Ryan Iamurri of several 11-year-olds. Good chance this Naples team could be back again next year. Turn 12, inside 9. Little cheer music from the lefty.
And that's a great point, Mike, because Robert Iamurri he'll say flat out that on paper we were probably the 4th best team in state. And I looked at him and my eyes almost wanted to bug out, because for a team to get here that he considers possibly 4th best in state is just incredible. But they play as a team. They have that team atmosphere, that team concept, and it's just incredible.
Well, Megan Spooner, nice job that time. She looked over at second, realized it was too late, and she kept her composure and fired it over to Casey Bearden for the out at first. Iamurri hit it hard again. Here's Jacqueline Traina, who followed Iamurri's base hit single back in the second inning with a double. An RBI double at that. See the nickname there? Boomer.
Boomer.
She boomed one the last time.
She sure did.
There's the pitch, swing and a miss, on a sweet pitch. Runners moving. Buckman moved down to third now.
There's not much hesitation on this Naples team, boy. As soon as that ball hits the dirt, they are off to the races to the next bag.
Watson ready to work. It's Buckman down at third base. Outside, the ball to Jacqueline Traina. Favorite player is Babe Ruth. Player should love to meet is Sammy Sosa.
Lauren Watson really has done a good job here coming in this third inning against a team that's really been so aggressive. She's gotten a couple of key outs here. She's ahead on the batter here, even though there's a runner on third base. She really is doing a great job for this Beaverton team.
2 outs in the third. 7-0. Here's the pitch. There's a shot. Now to Sarah Moore at third. That's a base hit. There's no way that's in there. Buckman comes in to score. And it's 8-0 Naples on top.
Wow, she laced that ball. Whew.
RBI double and an RBI single now for Jacqueline Traina.
Take a look on it. Inside pitch. Jacqueline Traina just gets her bat head out. It looks like anything that's middle in, she is just crushing. Boy, if you're an opposing pitcher, you got to know. I think I'd be working the outside corner of the plate. Jacqueline Traina.
And there's Megan Berry again taking first base as the courtesy runner.
And again, that courtesy runner rule does not qualify for mandatory play. Mandatory play is 3 defensive outs or 1 at bat.
Saw that stance down there at first base by Megan Berry. She's ready to go. Good reason why they use her as that courtesy runner. She scored 6 runs already in the tournament. There's Ariel Buckholz. She had a base hit and scored a run last time up as well.
Buckholz, the number 4 hitter, looking to add to an already large 8-0 lead for this Naples team. But again, Oregon right now, they just need to stay positive. They need to work on making good defensive plays out there, which they really have. They've already done a lot of good work out there. They just need to stay focused, come back into that dugout, and work on getting their offense going together. They've got 2 outs. Just need to keep staying positive and cheer each other on.
There's a swing and a fly ball. Shallow center field, drops in for a base hit. So Buckholz has back-to-back singles. And Cody Whipperman will come up now with 2 outs. Well, it looks like Mary Kate Murphy. Oh, here comes Whipperman now. Whipperman scored a run back in the first inning and struck out in the second. So this is the 3rd time for Cody Whipperman to step to the plate as well.
Whipperman has a nice, big, athletic form when she's on the mound. She's obviously, when she's not pitching, she's playing first base because of her size. And it is amazing to think that she's 11 years old. I mean, she probably still has a little bit of growing to do, which I'm sure is only going to make her a better pitcher in time.
And she's capable of tagging one. Her big thrill. She drives one to right field over the head of Conforti. This one's going back to the wall. 1 bounce off the warning track. Here comes Megan Berry to score. Up is a jam at third base. The throw to second. Not in time. Come back to home. Oh, that home plate. So how many times have we seen that in this tournament?
Too many times. Again, you cannot throw behind that lead runner. It's very, very important not to throw behind the lead runner, but they lucked out there. They were able to recover and make the throw back to home and get the out.
The bottom line, Cody Whipperman with a long drive to right field. She's been struggling at the plate, but picks up an RBI, and they get the third out at the plate. But it's now 9-0. Naples, Florida on top.
Welcome back to Portland, Oregon. I'm here with the Vice President of Alpenrose Dairy, Carl Kednod Jr. And Alpenrose Dairy has a real love affair with youth sports, youth activities. You guys do a tremendous job in your community.
Well, thank you, Alyssa. My grandparents and my dad started all this stuff probably about 50 years ago, and it's been something we've done as a family since then.
What is the philosophy of Alpenrose Dairy? I know that you guys have free admission. I mean, that's incredible. That's unheard of.
Well, I think it's the enjoyment of being here like this and enjoying the games ourselves. And I played here when I was 10 years old, too, so it's been a long time run.
What are your thoughts and perspective on today's games?
It's much improved over when I played. And watching the girls now, the last 10 years that they've been here as the teams, it's just been awesome seeing the improvement every year in quality of play.
Outstanding job, Carl. Thanks for stopping by.
You bet. Thank you.
Mike?
Thanks, ESPN.
All right. Thank you, E. Here's Kylie Delinikos now, pinch hitting for Casey Bearden here in the third inning, trailing 9-0. 11-year-old playing ball for 4 years.
Again, part of that mandatory play where we have to have 1 at-bat or 3 defensive out for all substitutes. And there is an open substitution rule, so it does not matter if you are a starter or a sub, you can re-enter the game. So it is any player may re-enter the game, not just a starter.
Kylie Delinikos with 1 base hit so far. Struggling somewhat. She loves to get on the bases and loves to move. A good soccer player. Always moving, the coach says. There's a swing and a miss, and she goes down on strikes here in the third inning. We're at Alpenrose Stadium in Portland, Oregon. It's the Little League Softball World Series. Some of the best 11 and 12-year-olds from all over the world. Converging on Portland playing for a world championship. And the second of 2 semifinal games alongside Michelle Smith. I'm Mike Gleason. We're joined by Alyssa Walker-Campbell. Here comes Samantha Keller. Check that now. Lauren Watson batting. Supposed to be a doctor someday. Throws left and bats left. As Watson steps in, trailing 9-0. One of 5 pitchers on this Beaverton, Oregon team. Ryan Iamurri picks it up and fires it over to Cody Whipperman. 2 up and 2 down here in the third.
A nice big smile on Ryan's face there. Again, there's that defense that's playing such a big role in this game. So not only do we have outstanding pitching going on, but when contact is made, the defense is right there to scoop the ball up and make a great defensive play.
Here's Chelsea Balderson now, the shortstop. Taking a good cut. 2 outs here in the third inning, trailing by 9. Chelsea, 11 years old, loves to play football as well. As a matter of fact, she conditions with 7th and 8th grade football team. Her dad, Craig, coaches. Craig Young, one of the coaches here on the softball team, also coaches football. And Chelsea works out with the team as far as conditioning. She's had a pretty good tournament, hitting .333 with a couple of RBI.
Jacqueline Traina has just done a superb job today. She's moved the ball around. She's overpowered them with her speed. She's thrown a couple of off-speed pitches in there. I can't say enough about this pitching staff.
Chelsea's nicknamed Hightower. Wants to be a detective someday. Bouncer, second pop to Ryan Iamurri. Overshoots Cody Whipperman that time. And so Chelsea Balderston with 2 outs in the third. Safe on the air on the shortstop.
And Ryan just guns that ball a little bit high. I think she was a little worried about the speed of Balderson getting down the line. I think she just rushed her throw just a little bit. So important to take your time, make a nice accurate throw. A lot of times young athletes have a tendency to either not set up correctly, they don't get their shoulders or hips open, or they rush the throw and end up making a bad throw.
Haven't seen too many here, though, huh,
No.
this week? Some really good arms on these 11 and 12-year-olds. There's a tap foul by Shakira Lowe. Shakira Lowe's been battling some shoulder problems coming back. She's hitting 300 coming into this ball game. Hopes to wind up at the University of Arizona someday. It's a pop foul. Auto play down the right field line, so it's 2 strikes. Ball and 2 strikes on Shakira Lowe. 2 outs in the third, trailing 9-0. The host team from Beaverton, Oregon. Shakira, nicknamed Shaq. Said her biggest thrill was winning the MVP of a basketball tournament. She said, you know what, I didn't score that many points, but I won the MVP on hustle and determination, playing some good defense. There she goes down swinging. And the inning is in the history books. And right now it's still Naples trying to get to the finals, up 9-0. Ryan Iamurri in Naples, Florida, trying to get back to the championship with Gus Spooner trying to keep his team alive. Some bang-bang plays at the plate. Both teams. Jacqueline Traina getting it done with a no-hitter thus far. And, of course, we always have the cow man here, buddy. Here at South Monroe Stadium.
The cow. Last year's
9-0 Naples on top. And, of course, Waco, Texas already in the championship game. Waco, Texas picking up a 9-0 victory over Manhattan Beach, California. Championship coming up 10 o'clock Eastern time here from Portland, Oregon on ESPN2 Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Pacific time. They'll crown the champion of the world. And of course, in 2 of our broadcasts, we've already seen the mercy rule. If after 4 or more innings, one team has the lead of 10 runs or more, the game is over right at that spot. So, in other words, with Naples batting here in the 4th, Michelle, if they score, as soon as that 10th run crosses the plate, the game's over.
That's right. It could be the mercy rule here. The Naples team has really worked very hard in this entire tournament. Beaverton, you can't say enough about them. You know, all these girls out here really have played with heart and with soul, and they have that mercy rule just to, you know, try to not to let games get too out of hand.
Back on the first broadcast, one of the starting players, that's Amanda Gard, the daughter of Jack Gard. She got hurt early in the ball game down at third base. She took a softball on the wrist or the forearm. So she's all smiles again, but she's going to be a little bit sore. As the West went down 9-0 to Waco. But again, Jack Gard, of course, from California, saying that these kids play year-round volleyball, basketball, and he's tried to keep them together. They won these states as 10-year-olds and kept them together, made a run at the World Series. And lo and behold, they made it.
They have just been so strong. And, you know, they have a strong tradition of championships in Naples as well. They have 11 at the senior level, which is a 13 to 15-year-old, 2 at the juniors, which before they recategorized the age group, which was 13 and 14. And they have 4 championships at this age group, 11 and 12-year-olds. But the last time they won a championship here at this age group was in 1991. All of the 11-year-olds not quite born yet.
Mary Kate Murphy comes off the bench and hits the ball right away, but Megan Spooner showing some good composure at second base. Played the hop, and she stuck with it. It was 1 up and 1 down here in the 4th for Naples, Florida. There comes Megan Berry. Saw her as a courtesy runner at least 2 or 3 times already here this afternoon. Her favorite sport is soccer. She really likes the ball. She swings. And the pop-up. It's pulled in by Megan Spooner. So Megan Spooner making the first 2 plays here in the 4th inning. So Megan Berry heads back to the dugout. Here's Hillary Brown now. Third baseman. Drew a base on balls back in the first, struck out in the second. So Lauren Watson settling down here, trailing 9-0. Watson 1 of 5 pitchers. Coming in, she'd faced 13 batters, really only gave up 3 hits. A single, double, and a triple, so she gave up the cycle, but we had a 3rd inning. Back to 4th. So Moore picks up, fires it across for the out. So 3 up and 3 down that time for Naples, Florida. So we're going to head to the last of the 4th inning right now. Beaverton, Oregon coming up trying to erase a 9-0 deficit. Heading for the bottom of the fourth inning right now. It's 9-0 Naples, Florida. In the first broadcast we had with Naples, we saw Cody Whipperman strike out 14 Escanaba players. And now here Jacqueline Traina is working on a no-hitter this afternoon.
She has just been unbelievable. She's given up no hits. She's got a bunch of strikeouts. And she's just been overpowering on the mound. She throws the ball on the outside part of the zone, up in the zone. She's got 2 RBI. Look at the ball. Look at it. She just crushes the ball, hit the ball to the fence. Just unbelievable. She is a great all-around athlete. She is leading this Naples team to the championship. 3 innings pitched, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, no hits, no runs.
Getting it done offensively and defensively. And now here's Alicia Conforti to lead things off for Beaverton, Oregon in the last of the fourth inning, trailing 9-0. To be a lawyer, wants to go to Columbia someday. There's the pitch just missing outside, so it's 2 balls and no strikes here in the fourth. Good point guard in basketball. She says she loves to distribute. She's one of the point guards that gets a bigger kick out of the assists more than scoring. Megan Berry out in left field now. Saw her bat the last inning.
Boy, it is amazing, Mike. The managers really do have quite a job shuffling their lineups around, keeping track of who's in the game, making sure the right changes are made with the umpires, and really keeping track of who's been in the game and who hasn't, especially if a game is going to be shortened by a 10-run rule, which is the possibility coming up here in an inning or so. If Florida scores any more runs and Beaverton does not, it's going to be very important that before this game is over that every athlete has gotten into the game.
3-2 pitch just dusted that corner for the strikeout, so Conforti goes down in the fourth with a strikeout. Let's go down to E.
I'm here with the Aruba team, and we wanted to give them an opportunity to say hello to all their family and friends back home and give them some on-air time. So, girls, take it away.
Sure is, E. Thank you. Latin America team making a trip to Mount Hood recently. And they drive up. Matter of fact, the Naples team went up there as well. As Chelsea Buckman now walks over to the dugout. And not sure if she's hurting or if there's something wrong with her glove. But the Naples team, as well as the Latin American team, they drive 6,000 feet up to Mount Hood. And they take the chairlift, an extra 1,000 up to 7,000 feet. And for many of these players, it's the first time they've actually experienced snow. Well, tonight 2 more teams will move on to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and 2 will go home as ESPN2 has a Little League World Series regional final doubleheader. First at 8 Eastern, Augusta, Maine goes against Saugus, Massachusetts. In the New England regional final from Bristol, Connecticut. Then at 10 o'clock Eastern, catch the Northwest regional final between Richland, Washington and Pearl City, Hawaii from San Bernardino, California. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. 12 teams punched their ticket so far, 4 from the United States, battling for that Little League crown. Here we're trying to get into the finals. So Waco, Texas already sitting there waiting to find out who they will play. But Naples, Florida sitting on top of a 9-0 count right now in the fourth inning. There's a swing and a miss by Sarah Moore, the third baseman. She goes down on strikes. 2 up and 2 down, 2 more strikeouts for Jacqueline Traina. And here comes Megan Spooner. Had a good defensive inning. Some of the young fans from all over the country here in Portland. And there's a good cut by Megan Spooner. Foul back to the screen.
And Megan Spooner is just a great all-around athlete. She's pitching when she's not at second base. She really helps lead this team offensively. She's been a threat. She hit the ball hard. She's the number 5 hitter in the lineup here for this Beaverton team. Her father, Gus Spooner, is coached her quite a bit. And actually, Gus was the coach of last year's team in order to gain experience to be the manager for this year's Beaverton team. So a lot of these parents are very committed to these programs.
What is the Waco staff? Has a rotating staff. There's a drive by Megan Spooner, base hit. And Jacqueline Traina's no-hitter is no more. Megan Spooner spoils it in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And she spoils it on a changeup. Traina throws a changeup here. You can see it's a flip change by the way she ends up. Spooner just waits for that ball to come in and drives it right back up the middle. That is good hitting. That is letting that ball come into your wheelhouse, timing it, getting that bat head right through the ball and driving it up the middle. Great look at Megan on first base. Her father making the changes.
Penny Leggett comes in to hit now. She started the game on the hill, of course, for Beaverton, Oregon. So with 2 outs here in the 4th inning, trailing by 9, runner on first. Penny told me before this tournament started she's definitely a 400 hitter, even though they don't keep official stats. She admits she's not fast, but she says she has 3 homers on the year, 5 triples, and she told me about 100 doubles. I'm not sure about the 100 doubles, but the bottom line is she's a pretty good hitter, and they could use an RBI now. She carries a lucky penny in her shoe every ball game. She can specify whether it's her left or right.
There's that pitch up in the zone that Jacqueline Traina has been thrown. She's been getting quite a few of the Beaverton batters to wave through that pitch. Penny Leggett does a good job of resisting and holding off.
Ball back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes here in the 4th inning. Where's number 18? Because her sister Lucy Leggett won the same number when she played for this World Series team. Penny, just 11 years of age, nicknamed Cat. Penny start the game, of course, on the hill. She said she pitched the best game of her life in the district. There's a base hit. So Jacqueline Traina had a no-hitter. She struck out the first 2 in her 4th. And Megan Spooner and Penny Leggett come back with back-to-back singles. Runners on first and second for Haley Brunell, the center fielder.
It looks like Traina's working the outside corner. You see Leggett just takes that outside pitch and drives it the opposite way, and that's exactly what you want to do. A lot of young hitters will try to pull the outside pitch. When you do that, if you're a right-handed batter, you try to pull that outside pitch, it'll be nothing but a weak ground ball to a shortstop. It's so important to hit the ball where it's pitched, and that's what Beaverton is doing right now, these last 2 batters.
Here comes Baby Brew, as they call her, Haley Brunell. Both older brothers, Ryan, who's 24, Scott's 22. Got her started in baseball. She's a T-ball player at the age of 5. She has 3 RBI in the tournament. They could use a base hit here. Runners on first and second. 2 outs, 2-0 pitch, up high, ball 3. So
I think at this point here, it's important for Jacqueline Traina on the mound not to get flustered and just to calm down, realize, okay, we've got a big lead here. Let's just work on getting outs.
Dusted the inside corner for a strike, so it's 3 balls and a strike.
And Beaverton, on the other hand, now needs to just try and get some momentum going here. Still 3-2 here. Haley Brunell can put the ball into the green, maybe get something going for a Beaverton team. They've been looking a lot better on defense. You never know.
Gus Spooner facing that 10-run rule as well. Winning is first and foremost. There's a ball for us. So the bases are jammed right now in the 4th. As Brunell draws the walk. Here comes Kylie Delanicos. Left-hand hitter, age 11, only been playing for 4 years. This one a drive down the left field line. Would have been a run, maybe 2 if it went fair, but it goes foul. Kylie Delanicos, favorite singer Eminem. Favorite TV show, SpongeBob SquarePants. Favorite athlete, Benito Santiago. I know we talked about this last Friday when they played Waco, but that's Some diversity there from SpongeBob SquarePants to Benito Santiago. My apologies, but he's definitely one of the older players in the Major Leagues right now.
That's right. She's doing a great job of fouling these pitchers off, and that's exactly what you have to do against a good pitcher. Traina's been around the plate in this at-bat, so you got to be aggressive. Go after those balls, foul them off. If they're not exactly what you want, try to look for something good that you can drive out into the field of play.
Swing and a miss, she goes down. Very aggressive at the plate, but strikes out to end the inning. So now we're moving to inning number 5. Jacqueline Traina, another strikeout. That's 8 for her, and it's 9-0 Naples. You are looking at the cliffs of Mount Hood outside of Portland, Oregon, about 60, 70, 80 miles, give or take a few miles. And there's some of that snow that the players from Latin America and Naples, Florida had seen for the very first time. Partly cloudy, mostly blue, sunny skies here in Portland, Oregon all week, as a matter of fact. It's 9-0 Naples, moving to the 5th inning. And Julie Szilagyi steps in to lead things off against the left-hander, Lauren Watson. Szilagyi had that big double back in the first inning that got things going, drove in the first 2 runs of the ball game.
Good all-around little athlete, making her mark out there at second base. A lot of these Naples hitters actually are very aggressive hitters, but defensively they've really earned their keep out there. They've got 2 great pitchers in front of them, but it's amazing for these defensive players not to get a lot of balls hit at them. They've made some really nice plays, and sometimes that can be very hard on a defense when a pitcher comes in with 14, 15 strikeouts a game and you only get 1 or 2 balls a game. To really keep that intensity is really tough sometimes, and they've done a great job of it.
Yeah, all the teams we've played so far, or we've watched play. New left fielder Penny Leggett, who started the game on the mound for Beaverton, Oregon, out in left field now. Saw her bat last inning. All these teams, from top to bottom, they're just they look so solid in the infield. It's fundamentally sound. I mean, some better than others, of course. Still one of my favorite stories of the tournament. The Russian team came here, and they didn't fare that well in the win-loss column, but they played Escanaba. The last 21-6, they said they didn't expect anyone to cheer for them. They thought they'd really be lonely and sitting there by themselves, and they were just tickled that the crowd gave a nice round of applause after good play. Szilagyi bouncer back to Lauren Watson. Watson turns and fires over to Kylie Galinikos, and there's 1 up and 1 down here in the 5th inning.
Lauren Watson really has come in and done a great job for this Beaverton team, and that's exactly what Gus Spooner needed. He needed somebody to come into that circle, pitch the game for him, help lead that Beaverton team defensively, and work on hanging with this strong South team. And Mike, to add on what you were saying about the Russian team, they were very surprised that the crowd here in Beaverton would applaud for them when they made great defensive plays. And I think they were also surprised that, some of the generosity here of the people involved with Little League. Nike actually came out and donated 16 pairs of cleats to the Russian or European team because they had no cleats.
Shoes, huh?
They were playing in tennis shoes. So Nike went out to one of their vendors, bought the shoes back, and gave them to the Russian team just so that they could have some good footing out on the field. And, those are the things that make Little League so special. They just have some incredible sponsors, and, you just love to hear of those stories.
Yeah, that is a nice story. No doubt all these players going back with great memories. That was Alicia Conforti coming in to get some shades. Sarah Moore offered her hat, but she opted for the sunglasses instead. Chelsea Buckman. There she is. She's not only playing a tough right field, now she's styling. Chelsea Buckman hopes to wind up at Miami, UCLA, Ohio State, or Georgia State someday. And my bet is she'll be playing softball, no doubt. Lauren Watson outside with the pitch. 3 balls and 1 strike now. And Chelsea Buckman, who singled last time up in the 3rd inning and scored a run as well. She scored 2, as a matter of fact, here this afternoon.
Our game earlier in the week, Chelsea Buckman made some incredible plays behind the plate. She's just a phenomenal catcher. And catching for Jacqueline Traina and Cody Whipperman, both who throw in the mid to high 50s, she's taken a beating back there. And every once in a while, you'll see her come in and have to get her thumbs taped up because seems like her glove might be a little bit big on her hand, and that ball just keeps pounding on her hand. So she's just been an incredible athlete here for Naples.
Well, tonight 2 more teams will move on to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and 2 will go home on, as ESPN has a Little League World Series regional final doubleheader. First at 8 Eastern, Augusta, Maine meets Saugus, Massachusetts. In the New England regional final from Bristol, Connecticut, at 10 Eastern, catch the Northwest regional, Richland, Washington, and Pearl City, Hawaii from San Bernardino, California. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. And you might want to tune into that one. Augusta, Maine against Saugus, Massachusetts. Massachusetts has a player there called, his name is Mustafa Azanzada. He grew up in Kabul, Afghanistan, moved to Pakistan at age 5. And he moved at age 10. He started playing some baseball just 2 years ago. He's 12 now, and he throws it in the 70s. So I understand he's quite the player to watch. He's only been playing for 2 years, and you think he was born in Kabul, Afghanistan, and now he's one of the top pitchers at that age level in this World Series. That's coming up later tonight on ESPN2.
What a great story. I tell you, a lot of the children around the world just that don't always have the opportunities that a lot of the athletes here have, and just to to hear the story like that, just it really is incredible, because I think sometimes we take things for granted in this country, but I'm sure that this is going to be a cherished moment in his life.
Yeah, let me clarify that. It's Augusta, Maine he's pitching for. It's really tabbed the Moose versus Massachusetts. So Mustafa Azanzada. So something to look for tonight on ESPN2. Ryan Iamurri draws another base on balls here in the 5th inning. So runners now on first and second base. So back-to-back walks. And here's Jacqueline Traina, who's had a big afternoon. An RBI and a double, RBI single, and she scored 3 times. To support her pitching prowess. It's 9-0 in the 5th. 1 down. 2 runners on. Now, if she should come up with another RBI, that'll be 10. And the 10-run mercy rule will be in effect.
And I'm sure she's well aware of that as she steps into the box. She just has those eyes. She's just very aggressive. She has that killer instinct in her eyes. It doesn't matter. It's 9-0. She wants 10. She wants 11. She wants 12.
She wanted it with that swing, I'll tell you that.
She sure did.
That swing. She said there's no way she wants to grow up to be a couch potato. Doesn't like sitting around at home, loves to travel. And she prides herself on her consistency. And she's been consistent at the plate this afternoon. There's a drive out to left field. Penny Leggett pulls it in. Oh, that would have been the ball game. Nice job by Penny Leggett moving to her left.
That is a great job by Penny Leggett to follow that ball. The sun's bright in the outfield. You can see she's got her shades on. And Jacqueline hits the ball hard. Jacqueline Traina is just a great power hitter. She takes this low inside pitch and drives it into left field. And Penny Leggett just goes out, makes a nice catch, keeps her eye on the ball. Again, more good fundamental softball. You have to keep your eye on the ball. She's running full speed to go out. She reaches out, keeps her eye on the ball, makes a good catch. So important.
Big time. Big time play by Penny Leggett. Now, I take my hat off to this Beaverton, Oregon team. They've been on the precipice of a mercy rule here. It's 9-0. And they're hanging tough. They're not allowing Naples, Florida to score that 10th run. So now it's up to Ariel Buckholz. She has a shot. She's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and RBI. Interesting. She'd like to be a crime scene investigator. They tap down the first baseline. All ball.
Interesting choice of a profession. You don't really hear that one very often.
Nickname Ice. Let's see if Ice comes through in the clutch here. Base hit. Could be the ball game.
Maple kids might be from hot, sunny Florida, but I think a lot of them have ice running through their veins. And Watson looks like she threw a changeup in there. She's been mixing her speeds around just enough to be able to keep these South hitters off balance here the last couple innings. She really has come in and done a good job, especially being a left-handed pitcher, too. I'm sure that helps a little bit.
Good eye, check swing, good catch at the corner for a strike. Buckholz. Scored a run back in the second. Robert Iamurri says a very outgoing young lady, not shy, one of the nicer girls on this team. There's a shot up the middle. That's a base hit. It's Haley Brunell in center, throwing it into Shakira Lowe, and the bases are loaded. Good job by Haley Brunell getting that ball in quickly. So Ariel Buchholz with another base hit. That's her third.
Well, Buchholz takes this outside pitch and drives it right back up the middle. Look at the way Haley Bailey, they thought about sending the runner. A little bit of a slip, a little bit of a retreat back to third base. And I think the big thing there, Mike, is that Haley Brunell came up earlier in the game and made a nice throw to home, nailed a runner at home plate. So they're smart to respect her arm.
Yeah, that was a nice job. There's a shot down to Sarah Moore. Too hot to handle. Run scores. Play at third is nailed. Good backup that time by Chelsea Balderson at shortstop. So, Beaverton, Oregon, they're being stubborn. It's still 9-0 though. Naples on top. Taking you inside the Alpenrose Museum here on the Alpenrose Dairy Complex. One of several sites here of a lot of interest, a lot of neat things on this Alpenrose campus or complex. We're at the Alpenrose Stadium in Portland, Oregon. Mike Gleason and Michelle Smith, Alyssa Walker-Campbell at stake, a trip to the championship game to crown the Little League Softball World Series champion. And right now it's 9-0 Naples in the fifth inning. Now for some of the Beaverton, Oregon fans watching this broadcast on ESPN2, I should clarify, of course, if last inning Naples, Florida had scored their 10th run, that mercy rule would have been hanging there in effect, but Beaverton, Oregon still would have had a chance to bat in the bottom of the fifth inning trying to erase that 10-run deficit because they are the home team here.
That's right, and we've seen that mercy rule come into effect quite a few times this week. And we've also seen it get to this point, too, where it just kind of hangs at about 8 or 9 runs. You think it looks like it's going to end early, and the teams battle. And you have to love that because it doesn't matter if it's a 1-0 game or a 9-0 game. Both of these teams are playing hard. And that's what you got to love about this age group, these 11 and 12-year-olds. They just play with a ton of heart.
Lauren Watson back to the mound, and Jacqueline Traina handles it. Over to Cody Whipperman, 1 up and 1 down here in the fifth inning. Top of the order now, Chelsea Balderston. Yeah, I think this Beaverton team showing a lot of character. They could have folded their tents. Now, doesn't look good as far as winning the ball game, but they don't want to go out with the 10-run rule, which incidentally would have been their second because they lost to Waco 13-3 earlier.
Yeah, they had a tough game, a tough draw, first game of the tournament against defending champion Waco. It was a rematch of last year's championship game. Televised game here on ESPN2, and they did go down 13-3 on a 10-run rule, and I think it woke them up a little bit. That inspired them. They came back through, won 3 straight games, and made it into this semifinal game here today.
Jacqueline Traina on the hill, had a no-hitter going. 3 2/3, struck out the first 2 hitters in the fourth inning, and then Beaverton, Oregon came up with back-to-back singles. Now Chelsea Balderson trying to get things going, came in hitting .333. Not only hitting .333, she had 12 walks, but she goes out with looking that time. Another strikeout there for Jacqueline Traina. Now Wednesday, the 2003 Little League Softball World Series culminates at 10 Eastern on ESPN2 with a championship game. Waco will face the winner of this ball game, either Naples or Beaverton, and who will be crowned the 2003 Little League Softball World Series champion. For more information, log on to ESPN.com and tune in to ESPN2 on Wednesday night to find out. There's the Waco team sitting and enjoying some of the sunshine, and their ball game is over after picking up a 9-0 win over Manhattan Beach of California.
Doing a little bit of scouting, trying to figure out the South team, see who they have to face.
There's a shot to right field. Shakira Lowe. Nice job by Ariel Buchholz out in right field to almost throw it at first base.
And it looks like, again, that outside pitch, perfect hitting. Shakira Lowe goes the other way. And Ariel Buchholz, the reason why she makes this close is because she charges that ball, and that's the key. A lot of right fielders would just sit there and wait and let the ball come to them. Absolutely no chance to make the play. If you go ahead and you charge that ball, you're going to have an opportunity to try to make the play at first base. Nice piece of defensive work by Ariel Buchholz in right field.
Alicia Conforti now is one of the better swings I've seen in the tournament. She swings and misses. You can see her form. You see her 0 for 2 today, but coming in she was hitting .667. And a pretty good basketball player. There's a line shot back to Jacqueline Traina. That would have been a base hit. Great job by Jacqueline Traina to pick it up and get it over to Cody Whipperman. Boy, that was hit right
back at her. That is a great defensive play.
So, no runs across. It's still 9-zip. Naples on top. And one of the Naples, Florida fans, long way from home. A long trip. Sleeping on Daddy's shoulder here. 9-0, top of the 6th inning now. We're going to see Mary Kate Murphy. She came off the bench in her first at-bat, and she took a mighty swing. Lauren Watson on the hill has done a pretty good job since coming into relief.
She sure has. And Mary Kate Murphy is an interesting story. She is adopted from China, and when we first met her, she was so excited to tell the story how she was 3 years old when she was adopted, and she couldn't speak any English, and she would scream at her mother in Chinese, and her mother would scream at her in English, and they couldn't understand each other, and she actually learned to speak English by watching Sesame Street.
Yeah, really. She was a treat to talk to. The biggest thrill there, hitting a double. She said the first clinic she went to, and she's learning how to play this game. She was playing first base, I believe, and they said, don't let anyone on first base. So she literally stood on the base and blocked. She wouldn't let anybody on the base.
You gotta love that heart.
All those directions well. First pitch in for a strike to Mary Kate Murphy.
Looks like Lauren Watson is starting to throw a couple more change-ups now to try and mix the speeds, keep these.
So twice she's hit the ball. This time to Sarah Moore. She fires it over to Kylie Delanikos for the out. 1 up and 1 down in the 6th inning.
So Lauren Watson is really keeping these Naples batters off balance, throwing a changeup in, and we saw her do that there on the first pitch. A lot of times batters aren't always thinking about that. First pitch changeup sets them up to throw them something hard on the inside corner. That's what happened to Mary Kate there. She just couldn't quite get her bat head out, jammed her a little bit. Ground out to Sarah Moore, the third baseman for Oregon.
Here comes Sam Wilson now. This was a base hit. 3 trips. Swing and a miss for the strike. Samantha Wilson, Slammy or Buttercup. She goes by a couple of nicknames. She wouldn't mind being a pro softball player. She says her role model is sitting to my right, Michelle Smith.
Enjoy meeting these girls. They come up, they want to ask me questions, they want to know about the Olympics, they want to know about what would you do in this situation, and it's just so fun to be able to teach to them.
What is your biggest thrill? I mean, what's it like to play in the Olympics?
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, anytime you represent your country, it is just such an honor, and playing in Atlanta was just phenomenal because all my high school coaches, my college coaches, my family, aunts, uncles, mom, dad, everybody, grandmothers, everybody was there. Going to Sydney now, was great because we got to play in a very patriotic country, I guess you could say. And Australia was one of our main rivals at the time, so just the pressure of being down there and playing against Australia was really just incredible. But yes, definitely winning the 2 gold medals has got to be definitely highlights of my career.
What was it like when you win gold and you hear the national anthem accepting the gold? That has to be emotional.
Oh, it is. And every time I hear the national anthem now, I think about that. I think about being up on that podium. I think about, and one of my personal things that I love to do is I love to look to the right and to the left and look at all my teammates and think about all of us that work so hard together to get to the top of that podium. And because for me, it's about it being a team sport. If I was out there by myself and it was all about me, I wouldn't enjoy softball. It's the whole team atmosphere. It's everybody working together for a common goal, for the common good of the whole, and you just cannot beat that in this sport.
You ever get choked up when you hear the national anthem to this day?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a very patriotic person. I love our country, and, we're just very blessed to be Americans. And a lot of times people, complain about our country or this or that, whatever political, means or, but we definitely live in the greatest country in the world, and to be able to represent the greatest country in the world is just an honor.
Anybody hit your rise ball in the Olympics?
They tried to. I fanned a couple of Chinese ball players and Japanese, actually. Some of my teammates from my professional league, so that was a little bit interesting.
Here comes Hillary Brown now for Naples, Florida. There's 2 outs, 6th inning. 9-0, Naples on top. They played in the championship game, won it 12 years ago. You look at Naples. Well, you look at they won this tournament in 1983, 88, 89, and 91. Robert Iamurri, he's been to 20 World Series, and this is the first time he's actually had a chance to manage his daughter. That's got to be a thrill, huh?
It's unbelievable. He's just such a great coach. He's such a positive individual. I mean, he just has his kids not only playing the game of softball in a great fundamental way, he's teaching them to be great people.
Don't forget, coming up next, the New England Regional Final, Augusta and Saugus, Massachusetts. Remember, that's the coming up right after this game, top of the hour, 6th inning. It's 9-0 right now. And stepping in is Julia Salagi.
Re-entering 16 for 7. She will go to the mound. The pitcher will go to first base, which is number 17 will go to 3. All right.
Changes for Oregon District 4, number 16, Casey Bearden is now pitching. And number 17.
So Gus Spooner goes to the bench, or the bullpen, if you will, and Casey Bearden now is going to pitch here in the World Series. But Lauren Watson, in relief, doing a good job. She moves over to first base. Casey Bearden has pitched 1 inning so far here in the tournament. She's faced 5, has not given up a hit. She's walked 2 and struck out 2.
Casey Bearden is actually coming back from a broken wrist. I believe that she suffered that in the regional.
Yeah, actually in the districts,
in
I
the
think.
districts.
Yeah. In pregame.
In pregame, exactly. I think she ran into one of her teammates, broke her wrist, and got her cast off, I think, about the day or 2 prior to their first game here in the Little League World Series. So her timing was good, being able to get back for this Little League World Series.
And don't forget Waco already with a 9-0 victory over Manhattan Beach of California. So Waco, Texas in the championship game once again, and waiting for the bottom of the inning. Unless something miraculous happens for Beaverton, Oregon, it'll be Waco, Texas against Naples, Florida. Should be a dandy. Wednesday night, 10 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN2 from Portland, Oregon. It'll be some pretty good pitching from Naples against that entire machine from Waco, Texas.
Sure will. I think you can definitely describe Waco, Texas as a machine. They do it all. They have great pitching, great defense. I mean, all the way around defensively when they're on the field, they're just a great unit out there. But offensively, even if they give up 4 or 5 runs in a game, they can score that many and more offensively. They are just hitting machines. Unbelievable. And now the South team, they come through and win this game here this evening. I mean, look at what they've done. They have great pitching, great defense. They've hit the ball well themselves. Maybe the weakest part of their game is their hitting, but you wouldn't know it by today's game, would you, Mike?
Really, great point. Julia Salagi now with a couple down. She'd like to play for the U.S. softball team someday, and when she grows up, she'd like to be a comedian. Fire down to first base. It's Lauren Watson now down at first for Beaverton. And Shakira Lowe going the distance behind the plate. Last game against Waco, she caught the first inning and then moved out to shortstop because they had 3 catchers and only 1 shot. Here's a drive, and Penny Leggett's there to pull it in. Penny Leggett, the starting pitcher, playing a pretty solid left field for Beaverton, Oregon. Heading for the last of the 6th inning, it's 9-0. Here comes Beaverton. Nine-zip, Naples, Florida on top of Beaverton. Bottom of the 6th inning. Last swings for Beaverton, Oregon. Let's go in with Gus Spooner now.
You want to know a secret how to score 9 runs? Don't think about it as 9 runs. Think it as 1 pitch at a time. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. There's nothing you can do to make it happen. All you can do is play this game 1 pitch at a time. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen on its own. All right? So just go out there and have some fun, right?
Well, Sarah Moore starts things off. Hopefully they'll start some fun off. Sarah Moore having a pretty good tournament, coming in hitting .444. She said if she had a wish, she could be the fastest person in the world. And she'd like to leg out a triple right now, trailing 9-0. She says she's probably the most hyper player on the team. Loves her candy, and sometimes Gus Spooner makes her put the candy in the dugouts and concentrate on some softball, but she certainly concentrated, hitting .444. She's had a great tournament.
Lay off the sweets. Well, that was some great advice from Gus Spooner to his kids. You definitely need to play this game one pitch at a time. I think sometimes kids get too far ahead of themselves, or they think, oh, you know, how are we going to score this many runs? One pitch at a time. You play it defensively that way, you play it offensively that way. One pitch at a time.
This one's down in the dirt. Sarah Moore, some of the quickest reflexes on the team. She says she loves to do video games too. Zelda Wind Waker. You're going to have to help me out on that one, Michelle. Zelda Wind Waker is her favorite video game, and she shows a good eye in the 6th inning, leads things off with a walk.
I have to say I'm not quite up to date on that one either, Mike. So.
Here comes Megan Spooner now. She had a base hit single last time up. Trying to get something going here in the last of the 6th inning against Jacqueline Traina. There's a pass ball, and very quickly Sarah Moore hustles down to second base.
Jacqueline Traina has had a great game so far. Chelsea Buckman has been strong behind the plate. Looks like it's just a ball in the dirt that just go ahead and bounces off of Buckman's shoe. But you can see, look at the line on Traina. 5 innings pitched, 3 walks, but 9 strikeouts and only given up 3 hits. I mean, that's just a great game all the way around. She's just been so strong in the circle for this Naples team.
Yeah, she's following Cody Whipperman, who had 14 strikeouts against Escanaba. That is really impressive. As Ryan Iamurri says, I've got 2 aces, good pitching, aggressive base running. That'll get us to the championship game. Chelsea Buckman fires it back to second base. Boy, I'll tell you, Sarah Moore is very active. 22 innings pitched, no earned runs.
Unbelievable.
And of course, Cody Whipperman on Wednesday in the championship game. There's the bunt. Jacqueline Traina jumps off the mound quickly and fires it over to first base. And Cindy Whipperman pulls it in, or Cody Whipperman pulls it in for 1 down. But the bottom line is Megan Spooner getting her job done. She sacrifices Sarah Moore down to third. Here comes Penny Leggett.
And that's a great bit of fielding right there by Jacqueline Traina. One of the keys to being a great pitcher is to be able to field your position. After you pitch the ball, you become one of the defenders. So a lot of times you'll see great pitchers being great defensive ball players. It just makes them that much stronger in the circle, especially in fast pitch softball where bunts get put down a lot. The harder you can hop off that mound, the quicker you can pick up that ball, make nice throws to first or to second base, the more you're going to help yourself.
Penny Leggett, 1 out. Coming into the game, hitting .375. Could spoil the shutout with a base hit here. There's a drive to right, and the shutout is history. Penny Leggett comes up with a big base hit. Sarah Moore scores the first run of the ball game in the last of the 6 for Beaverton, Oregon.
Good for Penny Leggett. She struggled a little bit on the mound early in the game. She went out to left field. She made some great plays out in left field and comes up with a big base hit here in the 6th inning to help put her Beaverton team on the board.
So now with 1 down, here's Haley Brunell. Saw Haley with that nice defensive play in center field where she fired it from center field to home plate to prevent that 10th run from scoring for Naples, Florida. It's a shot, foul, out of play.
Haley Brunell, one of 2 returners from last year's team that made it to the championship game. Sarah Moore and Haley Brunell were the 2 11-year-olds on last year's team. We're back to help lead this team. Unfortunately, she goes down on strikes there.
Yeah, Baby Brew would like to have that one back. As soon as she swung, she knew she hesitated. That's the 10th strikeout now. Coming up next, a New England Regional Final, Augusta against Saugus, Massachusetts. As soon as we're down here from Portland, 2 down in the 6th inning. 1 out to go, and Naples, Florida will move into the championship game against Waco, Texas.
Nice pitch on the outside corner. Jacqueline Traina has just been so strong on the mound, hitting those corners. She's not putting the ball down the middle of the plate. But then there's that defensive position we were talking about. She falls off just a little bit on that pitch, and she can't quite get centered up. The ball goes off of her glove. Puts another Oregon runner on base.
So Casey Bearden down at first. Penny Leggett's at second now. 2 outs.
3 entering 5 for 17. She'll play first base if we get there. She'll play first if we get there.
Samantha Keller checking back in. You heard it. If they get there, she'll play first. I think you said that tongue-in-cheek. Trailing 9-1. Although anything could happen, I guess. Strange things have happened. Jacqueline Traina with a pitch to Samantha Keller with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. 9-1, but runners on first and second. After they swing and a miss. Samantha Keller playing softball for a while. Started playing baseball or t-ball when she was 5. There's a tapper back to shorts. Iamurri picks it up, fires it over to second, and everybody's safe. Oh, I just got through saying anything can happen.
Anything could happen, exactly right. And Naples right now, they're getting a little bit sloppy. They need to refocus. That's an easy play. Iamurri does a good job of picking that ball up, but Julie Salaji comes over to second base, just does not watch the ball into her glove. It's very important right now that the South team, the Naples team, just resettle, work on fundamental ball.
And Chelsea Balderston hits it to Julia Salaji. She runs over and touches second. This ball game is over. A 9-1 victory very quickly now. Your thoughts on this one?
Just a great all-around game. It's just an incredible matchup coming up on Wednesday.
Our final score from Alpenrose Field in Portland, Oregon, it's 9-1. Naples, Florida will join Waco, Texas in the championship. For Michelle Smith and Alyssa Walker-Campbell, I'm Mike Gleason saying so long.